Assalamualaikum. It is pleasure to have you here to watching our presentation. So today, Salwa and I will be presenting about an analysis of corporate financial performance between the Bauto company and the Drb-Hicom. This is a list of my group members. This is the organizational chart for Bauto company. Bauto company was established in Malaysia in May 2010 as a private limited company under the name of Fiscal Start Senior Berhad. The company converted into the Berjaya Auto Senior Berhad in July 2011 as a public company. Bauto company successfully listed on Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad in November 2013. This is the overview for the Drb-Hicom. The Drb-Hicom establishing on 11 March 1910 under the company's enactment 1897 named as the New Serendau Rubber Company Limited. In April 1966, the company changed the name to the New Serendau Rubber Company Berhad. In December 1993, the company changed its name to the Hicom Holding Berhad. Next is trend analysis. According to the graph, we can see that the liquidity ratio for Bauto company and the Drb-Hicom in year 2019 was higher than 2020 and 2021. Next, according to the graph, the company's average collection period around 3 years is the same for the numbers of days. Based on the Bauto's total asset turnover, the company in 2019 is far better than in 2020 and 2021. The highest debt ratio for Bauto company is in 2020 and debt to equity ratio for Bauto company increased drastically every year. The graph shows the Drb-Hicom debt ratio also was increasing every year. For the debt to equity ratio, the highest was in 2021. There are decreasing in net profit margin ratio for Bauto company from 2019 until 2021. Bauto facing a decreasing gross profit margin for 3 years. The highest gross profit for the Drb-Hicom was in 2020. Next, the Drb-Hicom net profit margin in 2019 was recorded as the higher margin. We move on to the cross-sectional section. According to the chart, Bauto's liquidity ratio in 2021 was recorded as a higher liquidity ratio than the Drb-Hicom. Average collection period for the Drb-Hicom was lower than Bauto company, while the total asset turnover for the Drb-Hicom was higher than Bauto company. Based on the chart, for the year 2021, the debt ratio of Bauto company is higher than the Drb-Hicom, and the debt to equity ratio of Bauto company was lower than the Drb-Hicom. According to the chart, the gross profit margin for the Drb-Hicom was higher than gross profit margin for Bauto company, while the net profit margin for Bauto company was greater than net profit margin for the Drb-Hicom.
Next, the conclusion of Bauto company. The first one, Bauto liquidity ratio growing to 2.2 times from 1.55 times due to company prudent debt management. Next, Bauto activity ratio in 2019 is a fantastic performance because they can accelerate the collection from debtors who are also their clients. Last but not least, the best leverage ratio of Bauto is in 2019 because that year was the lowest risk of facing bankruptcy than the year 2021 and 2020. Lastly, Bauto profitability ratios in 2019 for both gross profit margin and net profit margin are better in 2020 and 2021 because they are more effective in generating revenue in 2019. For the Drb-Hicom, liquidity ratio is having difficulty repaying all the obligation because company inadequate liquidity in terms of financial ratio. The Drb-Hicom activity ratio performance in 2021 is the best because company can quickly turn account receivable into cash and handle collection. The Drb-Hicom leverage ratio in the year 2019 is the best because it has the lowest possibility of bankruptcy in the year 2020 and 2021. The profitability ratio for the Drb-Hicom was faced fluctuation in the year 2019 until 2021, but the gross profit margin in 2020 is in a better trend. Next is the recommendation for Bauto company. There are several strengths of the company Bauto, which are Bauto has a good performance in 2019 because they are good in managing their asset. To maintain the performance, they should create a better sales strategy. For example, conduct a good marketing strategy like spread a good word about their company and product. As for weakness of Bauto company cannot meet their financial obligation. Too much debt can be risky to the company. To avoid, they need to issue new or additional share to increase their cash flow, so it can repay existing liabilities and reduce debt burden. Strength of the Drb-Hicom are they have good management in collecting credit to its client. To maintain this practice, they can preparing and strictly adhering to a debtor's policy. For example, hiring an employee to overseeing account receivable. As we can see, there are several weaknesses of the Drb-Hicom company which are they have low percentage of profitability ratio. This indicates the Drb-Hicom faced losses in 2020 and 2021, focusing on increasing sales and decreasing expenses. For example, reduce operating costs.